Welcome to Off the Boards with Josh and Ryan. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Off the Boards. As always, I'm Josh. Over there's Ryan. Connor is here. Lots of stuff to discuss this week. Leafs still suck. Habs had a pretty good week. The GM meetings were this week. George Peros responded to, I believe it was McDavid's comments. McDavid then shot back at him. Apparently, some GMs took a swing with words at Gary Bettman about the Department of Player Safety, and Gary Bettman responded by yelling at them because he has little man syndrome. We'll get into all of that later. I believe we're going to start with talking about the Eastern playoff race first, because this is the most interesting thing. The West is kind of a mess.
Yeah, the West is a mess. East is the beast. Right now, you've got probably 5 or 6 teams really competing for a playoff spot, but you got a few more that are really just in it. I mean, the Capitals, Flyers, Senators all kind of a step behind, but right there, especially the Capitals are a little bit behind, but Senators and Flyers, 7-2-1 in the last 10. They're right on their tails. Senators only 2 spots behind the Islanders, who are themselves a point behind. But you got the Canadiens holding on to that last divisional spot in the Atlantic. Boston's right on their tail, 86 points to each. Well, Montreal's got the game in hand, so they hold on to it. Red Wings also right there, 84 points, also in the Atlantic. Josh gave me shit for that earlier. Lost a tough one to the Boston Bruins last night, so they really are feeling it today. Islanders right outside at 83 points, looking in at Pittsburgh and Columbus, 86 and 85. So really close all around. Montreal, of course, trounced the Islanders last night. It was close until it wasn't. It was a beautiful game last night, really. We'll talk about more about that later. But really, it is all so close. Every time you think you're going to get a leg up, you get a win, you look around the league, and you're like, everybody won. That's what it felt like. I think it was Thursday night. Montreal lost. Boston, Detroit, New York, Columbus all won their games. We're sitting here like, well, we just lost. God damn it. We suck. Lost to the Senators. And it was just terrible. And we felt terrible. And then tonight, we won. So did everybody else. But hey, we won. The Red Wings were the loser this time around. So I feel like that's going to be the way it is the rest of the season. Real close all around. You know, Montreal's been playing really well all season. But now I'm really like, holy shit. Bulls are rising up. Gonna start singing Soprano if this goes on any longer.
Just to lose in round 1.
I think we're gonna win. Because
I don't think,
tight as this is, the reality is these teams are now playing playoff hockey. This is playoff hockey.
I don't think you clear Tampa. Tampa's goal difference is plus 60. If you guys play them in round 1, you might get trounced.
Montreal and Tampa, I think, would be a fantastic series, if for no other reason than Montreal has some unfinished business to take care of. You know, we are still feeling behind after that cup loss to them.
Goaltending, my boy. They clear you guys. They clear you guys tenfold.
Sure, but you want to know something? This Montreal team, they might be the Lightning, but we are electric. We have got so many great goal scoring opportunities. We have great players, and in my opinion, this Montreal Canadiens team is the best young hockey team since the 2010 Blackhawks, by far. We've had lots of great teams. We've had lots of great teams. You know, there was a few years ago, like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, the Senators, you got Stutzla, they got I think it was Josh Norris. They were hyping up Shabbat, hyping these guys up. And oh man, these are 2 great teams. Both, who knows what's going to happen? Brady Tkachuk's, electric. It's not. They're not comparable. You look at like other young teams.
2017 Leafs, buddy.
Okay, what'd they do? Anybody win a trophy?
Yeah, Matthews would have won the Calder that year. He had 63 points in 62 games.
A Calder. Wow.
Ryan, I'm gonna hand this to you on a platter right now. No one on your team is winning any awards this year. Maybe your coach wins the Jack Adams, but Ryan, no, who's gonna win? Who's winning an award?
Nick Suzuki is the favorite to win the Selke. Straight, he's the favorite to win the Selke.
Okay, he's gonna win the Datsuk Award. Congrats.
Cole Caulfield, after a hat trick last night, is now 2 goals back of the Maurice Richard, Rocket Richard trophy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to win.
I think he's going to win our Cole. He had 5 goals this week in 4 games. You know who had 6 goals in 3 games? Nikita Kucherov.
Okay, he's not going to win. He's going to win the Art Ross. I think Nikita Kucherov's going to win the Art Ross, but I don't think he's winning the. He is not close enough to win this. The Rocket Richard. He is close. Don't get me wrong. He's third in the league. He's got 40 goals. Cole Caulfield 43, right behind Nathan McKinnon with 45. But Cole Caulfield is just electric. He puts it in from anywhere on the ice. Like every goal last night is somewhere different. Fed it from somewhere else. It just feels different. Montreal also one of the best power plays in the league. So I really don't see a way where Kucherov catches them, and I think I see a lot of scenarios where Cole Caulfield is catching Nathan McKinnon, winning this, winning the Rocket Richard.
Well,
Nathan
as we
McKinnon,
learned last week, Demidov's not going to win the Calder unless he plants a bunch of
hey, whoa, we got that from the episode.
nasty things that Ryan said on
that got bleeped.
Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Matthew Schaefer's going to win the Calder, but Ivan Demidov is right there.
At plus 15,000, I think, on betting odds.
Don't get me wrong. He's going to win, but if you're looking at like a top 5 rookies this year, Demidov's probably number 2. Senecki's like in top 3 there, but he is one of the best rookies of the year. He's not going to win the Calder, and that's okay, because Caulfield's going to win the Rocket Richard. Nick Suzuki's going to win the Selke, and Lane Hudson's going to get votes for the Norris. He's not going to win it, but he's going to get votes.
Yeah, he's up.
So you have a lot of guys
plus 8,000 right now for Hudson.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's not going to win it. Hart? Nobody's going to the Hart from our team. Yeah, no, it's going to be Kucherov or McKinnon or McDavid.
The Calder Trophy has now moved to not even individual players versus Schaefer. It's Schaefer versus the field. He's now at negative 8,000.
Yeah, he's going to win it.
The Rocket, currently, Nathan McKinnon's at minus 370. Caulfield's at plus 430. So there is some room.
Bet. I like that bet.
I'd honestly take Kucherov at plus 1,200 if I wanted to make some serious money.
That's a good value bet, but I think Cole Caulfield's going to win it, so I'm putting money on Cole Caulfield.
Why can't you bet on the? You can't bet on the Selke.
Yeah, I did find a place that put the odds on it. They're putting Nick Suzuki at 220 and Nico Hischier at 280. So it's close, but I think Nick Suzuki does take it, if nothing else but for name value. Then again, I don't know how much to trust this, because this puts Austin Matthews in Selke voting odds, and that's a bunch of horse shit. He's not going to win anything. He's not going to get votes.
Well, he could get votes, but
if he's getting votes, it's not because of what's on the back of his jersey, it's because what's on the front. A bunch of Leaf homers voting Leafs for everything.
That's a weird way to say Matthews played a ton of defensive minutes this year.
What good has it done? You want to get into the Leafs? You want to talk about the Leafs?
What do you want me to say? My coach is dog shit. The management doesn't give a fuck. Like, is that what you want me to say? Like,
I don't think we need to say anything. I think we just show a picture of a pile of dog shit, and that's the Leafs.
I mean,
like you're what 7th bottom in the league, second last in the East, just ahead of the Rangers. The Rangers? Come on. Like, this team is dog shit.
What's funny is that the Rangers roster and the Leafs roster, for that matter, actually are not bad. There have been a lot of things that have contributed to the Leafs being bad this year. Certain players having bad years, yes, I would agree. But to say that everyone on the team is just outright bad, I think is just disheartening to a lot of things. Brandon Carlo trade looked really bad. He's looked really bad this year. Not having Chris Tanev for most of the year when he led, I think, the league in blocked shots last year. He was a staple on our blue line. Not having him all year is just, that's messed up the team. Not having Mitch obviously hurts. Thinking that you could replace a guy like Mitch Marner with Matthias Michelli and
Matthew Nyes.
No. Matthew Nyes was there last year. We didn't replace him. Who is it? Like Dakota Joshua, like just a few of the signings that they made, or like thinking that, like, I don't know. Like, you can't. Yes, a lot of players can pass Matthews the puck, but I don't know. Marner's a good player. I've never said that Marner's not a good player. He just doesn't perform well in the playoffs, and we're probably going to see that again this year.
I'm just going to raise a point that before the season started, I asked you, what are you guys going to do without Marner? Your response was, Matthew Nyes will go to the first line and play like Marner.
No, I said he was going to play on the first line because he did last year. I mean, Matthew Nyes, I've never said was a playmaker. He's a power forward. He's there to protect the line, but
He's there to score points, and he's not doing well enough.
I think that's disheartening to Matthew Nyes, especially for how much he makes. Like
when he's supposed to be replacing Marner's production, and he's not doing enough.
I don't believe that any Leaf fans are going to chime off in the comments here, Ryan. I don't think anyone expected Matthew Nyes to just up and replace Marner. They're two different players.
Based on our discussions, my expectation was that you expected that. That was my understanding.
No, that's just not true of anything that I said at the beginning of the year. Matthew Nyes is a completely different player to Mitch. He's 6'3", 230. He's nowhere close to the size of Mitch. He doesn't have the stick skills of Mitch. He just is big. Makes a lot of big plays. I mean, also to say that he's been bad, I mean, he has 57 points in 68 games. And this isn't Ryan.
He's been good, but he's not the caliber player you need to make this team good.
It's a third-year player.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like a guy who's been in the league for 10 years, Ryan. Like Mitch Marner in his first year was not this good. Like no one was. Mitch Marner in his first year, hold on, now I got to verify. He had 61 points in 73 or 77 games. And then he had 69 and 82. The year after that, he finally took off and had 94 and 82, but that was the 2018-2019 Leafs. That team was electric. But it's just, I don't believe I ever said that he was just going to outright replace Mitch. There's a lot of issues on this team, but the certain players I don't have issues with. Nyes hasn't really been a problem. If you want to talk about guys who have been a problem on this team, look at Nicholas Robertson, look at Max Domi, look at Dakota Joshua. There are so many signings this team made this year that did not work, that you should have dumped at the deadline, but you didn't. And then goaltending. Joseph Woll and Stolarz have looked awful. And for Craig Berube the other night, after we lost in overtime, to go, you need a save from Woll. You need a goddamn save from Woll. You know what you need, Craig? You need to quit. Quit or get fired, buddy, because you've lost the room. You lost the room in November. Shocker. I don't know how no one's noticed this yet, because all the fans have been saying the same thing. You lost the room. You're not going to get it back. The fact that our goalies both have a goals against above 3, and Woll has a save percentage of .905, but Stolarz has a save percentage of .894. You're not making the playoffs with goalies that are putting up numbers like this. I don't care who's on your team. I don't care. Even if you looked at the Oilers goalies, they have better stats than this. Maybe not Jari, because Jari's played ass, but if you look at Ingram and the other backup, I'm sure they have better than a 317 and a 905. Or at least if I average these numbers out, which would be a 325 and probably an 899 save percentage, I'm sure they're better than that. So goaltending has been a major issue this year. So to say that it's, specifically Matthews' fault, or specifically Nylander's fault, or it's Nyes' fault, or it's Tavares' fault, I think it's wrong. Have they not performed as well as they have in the past? I mean, arguably, I'd say Nyes is having his best season this year. Matthews struggled early, and, it felt like he was kind of turning it on come late, but then he gets hurt and he's out for the whole year. William Nylander has been I don't want to say a thorn in my side, because I like William Nylander, but flipping off a live feed camera in an arena full of kids is not a good look, bro, on TSN on a Sunday at 3 p.m. That's not a good look. I don't care who you are. That could have been, here's the thing. Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby would never do that, but if it was them, I would say the same thing. What are you thinking? That's one of the, you're not a kid anymore. You're 29, I think, or 28. You're 29. You're a 29-year-old man who gets paid millions of dollars to play hockey every year, and you flipped off a live feed camera. What are we doing, man? And you want it 2 years ago, or maybe it was last year, whenever they did the Amazon documentary where he looked at Mitch and Matthews and said, "Stop fucking crying, bro. You guys do this every year, every time." Okay? I was like, we should give this guy the captain. And I don't know if it's just that he doesn't give a shit anymore and he's just given up and he's like, you know what? I don't care about playing here anymore. Trade me? Then do it. Give him what he wants. Because if I don't want to say he's a cancer in the locker room, because I don't really think he is, but even the guys that were in the booth with him that day were surprised that he did that. The reactions were not, I don't think, what Nylander was expecting. I think he was expecting the reaction of a bunch of 23-year-olds who are going to be like, "Oh my God, look, he did it. He flipped off the camera. Oh, that's so cool." No. You're in a press box with like Chris Tanev, who's like 36. He's an old man. Pretty sure he's a husband, a father. Like this guy's been around the league forever. He wouldn't do that. Like, come on, man. Like, grow up. You're -5 right now, and it's not just you. Tavares is -26. Like, that's just insane. But, Michelli, 35 points in 60 games. That's atrocious. Domi, 32 and 69. Like, these are guys who are playing in your top six. You're telling me that top six production on a good team is not even half of what the amount of games, half a point per game? Like, no. Not on a good team. Not on the Leafs team in previous years. Like, there have been so many opportunities for this team to trade guys away. Before we made moves, right before the deadline, we hadn't made a move since July. You're telling me that Brad Treliving couldn't have gotten the phone at any point in the early part of the year, either to try to save the season or to maybe just go, you know what, I'm punting? Leaf fans be fine with that. Leaf fans just want direction. That's all we want. We want someone who goes, okay, here you go. Here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Like when we finally committed to actually like blowing up the team, we traded Kessel away and everyone else. Fine. What did that get us? Matthews, Nylander, Marner. Cool. That worked out great for a while. Couldn't get out of the first round, and the 2 times you did, you got absolutely skunked. But hey, what a run in the regular season. My God, some of the best Leaf hockey we've ever seen. I mean, these guys are top 10 in points all time, I think, for the Leafs. Like, I don't know. They're not going to get a statue. I mean, if Matthews and Nylander somehow win a cup here, they probably would get a statue, but Marner wouldn't.
No.
Like,
Marner's not going to get a statue. If they win a cup, they might get they'll get a statue. If not,
I don't think it's a might. I think
it's not a might.
The fans they win a cup, hold it themselves.
Yeah, they managed to win a cup, which they never will. They would absolutely get statues, but they're not going to.
I mean, Matthews might get one, just even if he doesn't win a cup. I mean, he's the all-time leading goal scorer for the Leafs.
Yeah, but the problem is he's not. His legacy on the Leafs is a lot of great points, but a lot of disappointment.
1-time Calder, 1-time Hart winner, 3-time Rocket winner, 1-time Ted Lindsay winner.
Yeah, he has the resume for it. I just don't think he has the love and respect of the fans for it. I don't think he is a guy that put this team on his back. Like, he has everything you need to get his trophy, gets a statue, but he's not loved like guys like Matt Sundin was loved. He never won trophies, but he was loved, and he got statue. Does Matt Sundin have a statue? He should.
I don't think he does.
He probably should. Right? Like
I mean, Ryan, here's the thing. You said that he's not loved and respected like Sundin. I would disagree, at least from me.
Okay.
Like, there are 4 different pieces of memorabilia in here that are Matthews related. Like, I like Matthews, and I think Matthews likes playing hockey. I don't think that's his issue. And I don't even know if it's leadership. Leadership, like, outlooking, like, as the outlook from a fan's perspective. Yeah, we don't see it. We don't know what happens in the locker room.
Yeah.
He could, like, it's the same thing with Tavares. Outspoken Tavares and out in the media was horrible. But when it came down to what was happening in the room, we have no idea.
Yeah.
At least Nylander does stuff. Like, he doesn't really care about the media. He proved that this year, flipping off a live feed camera. But, like,
I see Nylander as the guy that's like a workhorse. He's not ever going to get a trophy. He's not going to get a statue, but he is a workhorse that does his job, comes and does his job and leaves. And, you get love for it, you get hate for it, but that's his job. He's not, I don't see him as the Matthews. He's the guy. We're putting everything on him. Even Tavares, I think, has that a little bit more because he was always, the way it always worked with me, the way I saw it was Tavares was part of this core four, but he was kind of like the elder, like wiser guy that everybody listened to, or at least should have been listening to, I thought. Like, all these kids, and he kind of felt like the dad of the group.
Yeah, I don't know if I think he won a round when he was on the island, but he didn't go very far in the playoffs on the island either, so it's, Also, just to verify what I said, Matthews, Mitch, and Nylander are all top 10 Leafs point getters all time. Matthews is currently in 4th, Mitch is in 6th, and Nylander is in 8th. Shout out to Tavares and Riley, who are 13th and 14th. Yeah. James Van Riemsdyk's 43. My God. What? Nick Andropov is 44? Oh, my. Oh my god! Tell me what you know about Nick Andropov.
He played for the Leafs apparently.
He's also from Kazakhstan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My god.
You know, just to compare that with the Habs, Cole Caulfield's 52nd all-time Habs scoring. Brendan Gallagher 26, Nick Suzuki 29th. Wow. Nick
Yeah, but there's
Suzuki
probably
29th, that's impressive.
it's probably a very large gap. They probably don't. What do they have? 500 points, maybe.
Yeah, they're around. Nick Suzuki's at 460. I think Cole Caulfield's at like 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to get to the top 10, you'd have to score at least 641. That's Saka Koivu, which I think Nick Suzuki will absolutely do. I think he probably finishes somewhere in the top 5 if he stays at the league with the Habs through his contract and beyond. I think that at the level of play he's giving us, I absolutely think he can make top 5.
To be in the top 5, or what'd you say, top 10? Top 10 for the Leafs is 597. To get into 9th, you have to be at 640.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not too far off from the Habs, really. I think the Habs we have are just a lot younger. Another guy I want to talk about, though, Uri Slavkovsky.
Yeah, because you haven't had a
99th. He's
chance
top
to
100.
have heartbreak yet.
Yeah, well, all right. One stat that we do have a lot of guys leading up, though. Overtime goals. I just don't know. I don't know if they just weren't tracked. I'm going to guess they weren't because Henri Richard and Larry Robinson don't have any. So I'm going to guess they weren't recorded. But Cole Caulfield, franchise leader in overtime goals.
That makes there's no way.
With 13. So I don't know.
Yeah, that stat definitely was not tracked. There's no way.
It got tracked at some point because Howie Morenz has them and he played in like the 1920s. No way Henri Richard never scored an overtime goal. There's no way Jean Beliveau didn't. There's no way. I don't know what's going on with that stat. We'll have to look into that. Game-winning goals, though, too. Not close, but go off the 25th, 32nd, 32 goals, game-winning goals. Anyway, moving on. Josh, you got anything else about the Leafs, or do you want to move on to... We're segueing into the Habs here.
Wasn't that also the Habs? You started.
Oh, I've got... This was me trying to transition.
The Habs that led into the Leafs.
Okay. Do you want me... I got a lot more to say specifically about the Habs, though, if you... unless you have anything else.
I mean, if you want to, I guess you can. I was just going to talk about Leon Draisaitl for a second.
Let's talk about him after, because I just want to get into a little bit of Habs dick riding first. Ladies and gentlemen, last night, I was witness to maybe a top 10 all-time hockey game, in my opinion, for me to watch. Maybe it was the beer talking, maybe it was the father-in-law I was hanging out with that was making a good time. But there was just something about last night that felt good. That third period, oh, baby.
Ryan only watches like 10 games a year, so for him to say it's top 10 all time is actually kind of checks out. That checks out.
All right. Yeah. Fuck off. Last night, Cole Caulfield, 5 points, a hat trick. Caden Gooley, Uri Slavkovsky, and I believe Nick Suzuki all had 4-point nights. Suzuki may have had 3 off. Double check that.
Gooley didn't have 4.
He had 3 at least. Looking it up.
Better make sure you come correct, brother.
Give me the box score. Hold on. Let's see here. Give me the box score.
Do you want me to just tell you?
Uri Slavkovsky and Nick Suzuki both had 4 points. Caden Gooley had 3 with a goal. Fuck me if I felt he should have had 4. We got robbed of 1 goal that should have counted. Patrick Waugh, petty asshole, loser.
That's crazy. Mind you, I'm just gonna say the fans and people know this. The Habs won this game 7-3. So for Ryan to say, "Oh, this is the best game I've ever seen," I watched my team beat up on another team. Ooh, that's crazy.
It just felt special. The crowd was in it.
Why?
The boys were scoring. The top line was crazy. Yeah, it might have been that, but the crowd was just great, going nuts. Like we were 5 minutes into the third period. 5 minutes into the second period, they were doing the wave. Like we were having a great time last night.
I mean, the crowd's always nuts in Montreal. What are you talking about?
Oh, it was something different last night, man.
They were the loudest arena in the NHL.
I know. And last night, it felt like it. Because sometimes you get a game, you don't really feel it. Last night, you felt it. It was special. Cole Caulfield, 5 points, a hat trick. I thought Yaroslav Koski was going to get a hat trick too. Really wanted it. Didn't happen. That's okay. Cole Caulfield now 5 points, on pace for over a point per game. He's on pace for 50 goals now. Could win the Rocket. Nick Suzuki with 4 points, now on pace for over 100 points. Last time that happened, I think, was 1999 or 1992.
The first time he's going to be a point per game player in his career.
No, he was point per game last year, but he's now guaranteed to be point per game this year as well. He got over 82 points this game.
Second time.
Cole Caulfield. When was the last time the Habs scored 100 points?
Shout out to producer Connor, who's been saying Ryan needs to get shot with an ego dart, and I can't say that. And then he sent me a GIF that I also probably can't describe on here.
What? When was this?
He's
shot with an ego dart?
Yeah, you
Wow.
do.
Wow.
You're talking about a game that was 7-3 being the best game you've ever seen, Ryan.
It was fantastic. The last time the Habs scored 100 points, by the way, was 1986. Mats Naslund.
Did you have some mimosas or maybe some Baileys in your coffee this morning?
There was quite a lot of beer in me last night. I might still be drunk.
There it is.
But I thought it was a great game. I'm not saying it's the best game I've ever seen. Best game I've ever seen was the Golden Goal in 2010. But, maybe it's 10. I don't know. I've never ranked my top 10 hockey games of all time. This could be in it. I'm going to take Game 7 versus the Leafs in the Cup run, or the Finals run. I'm going to take Game 4 versus the Jets, and Game 6 versus the Golden Knights. Those three definitely make it. I think that rounds out my top 4 with the Golden Goal from 2010. Yeah, somewhere in there. You never know. This could slot in. Maybe it's top 20. I don't know. I'm not ranking them. But this is a great game.
Said, for a guy that only watches like 10 games a year, that checks out.
That's fucking crazy.
Anyway, it's not crazy when it's true.
Anyway, yeah, Montreal, fantastic. Top line's going nuts. Power play's working for the first time in I think 25 years. Lane Hudson looked fantastic. Our second line was doing things. Goaltending, even though they let up 3 goals, I mean, I'm not going to blame Fowler for that. I think it was 2 power play goals. The other one, it was just a terrible defensive breakdown. I think Carrier just gave up on the play. I don't know what happened.
It was 7-3. It doesn't. If you score 7 goals and lose, then you should blame the goalie.
Yeah, but if you win 7-3, your goaltending was pretty good.
I mean,
3 goals, 2 on the power play, one on a terrible defensive breakdown.
7 goals a game is pretty much an outlier. I'm pretty sure the average this year for the best team is probably somewhere between 3.5 and 4.
Yeah. Habs can score 7. What can you do? The Leafs scored 7 this year.
The Habs can score 7 on a bad-ish Islanders team.
On Sorokin?
Was Sorokin
and the Calder defenseman?
Was Sorokin even in net last night?
He was until we chased him. Sorokin is maybe the best goaltender in the league. I mean, top 5, top 10 maybe. Definitely top 10, maybe top 5. And we chased him. He had a bad night. Never has a bad night in Montreal.
You chased him with 10 minutes left in the game. All right, calm down.
Yeah.
And then Big Save Dave got into net, Ryan, and only
Big Save Dave.
4 shots, by the way, and one of them was a power play shot that immediately went in. So
yeah, he only was in net for I think 6 minutes. So they pulled him with like 3 or 4 minutes to go.
8-11.
Okay, yeah, 8-11. They pulled him at some point. They put him back in. Never scored a shorthanded goal, or an empty net goal.
So wow, you guys, you only in 8 minutes, you only got 4 shots on Big Save Dave. Fuck, you should have won this game, fucking 10-3. What are you guys doing?
Wow, Big Save Dave though. That was something else. Seeing him come back, I didn't even know he was still in the NHL.
You took 4 shots on him.
And we scored 1 with 25% shooting percentage. That's fantastic.
Oh my god, are you done stroking the Habs here?
Yeah. I'm just going to reiterate one more time. Maybe the best young team the NHL's seen in 15 years. Moving on, though.
Thousands of people would disagree with that, and I'm sure they will. But yeah, moving on. Leon Draisaitl out for the year. I still don't know what the actual injury, because I think they're just saying it's a lower body injury. Apparently now he has gone to Germany to see Dr. Mueller Wolf. Oh, good God. Wolferhart? I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
Leon apparently said that it will definitely take a few weeks. Hope we get far enough so I can help the team again. Friedman said he recognizes the interview caused 1,000 heart attacks, but as I understand, Draisaitl's current timeline has not changed. The expectation right now is he will be out until the end of the regular season.
Yeah, it's a tough blow to my fantasy team. Not that we need it. We're still beating Josh in the semifinals. But yeah, the Oilers. That's a real tough blow, especially when you're pushing for the playoff spot. But I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. I don't think this team's going very far. It's just not the year for the Oilers. I don't think. And there were some McDavid comments in the media in the past week.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into that, but I also just want to say any team with Connor McDavid, much like any team with Sidney Crosby, you cannot count out. This team could still go to the Cup final.
I'm not going to count them out. They could absolutely go to the Cup final. They got the playoff experience for it, but without Draisaitl, bad goaltending, I just don't see it going very far. We need to see a lot change around. Maybe they play a divisional round game against the Knights. They beat them up pretty handily. If they can beat them up pretty quickly, conserve their energy, and like Minnesota Wild and Dallas Stars beat each other, take 7. Colorado somehow goes to 7 with Predators. I don't know. Goaltending, Saros goes crazy. I don't know. Maybe they live out a little bit longer. Your best bet right now to come out of the West is to have the top 3 Western teams beat the shit out of each other and play them in the conference finals. And that's, I think, your shot.
Connor McDavid, very reserved player. Doesn't really have a lot of big sound bites to the media usually. Usually doesn't get involved in things, but he made
good old Ontario boys.
He made a comment, and he started it off by saying, I think player safety has done their best. It's not the easiest thing to do. With that being said, I think there's a reason to take a look at how the whole process works. If every time there's a suspension, someone complains about it, why don't we take a look at the process and figure out if there's a better way to make sure both parties are happy? There seems to be a lot of frustration here, which agreed. And during the meetings this week, the GM meetings, George Peros had something to say about it because Leafs or Austin Matthews' agent also had something to say about it. He said, in light of the obvious severity of the play, I am disappointed and shocked the league would allow such a ruling. A phone hearing in 5 games is laughable and preposterous. So, Eros responded to that by saying, listen, is anybody surprised that an agent is going to stand up for his player? I'm not. Then he said, there's nasty stuff that gets said out there in the social media world, but it's not my concern. He then said, we sweat over these decisions and pour over these decisions every night, all season long. We have a process in place that is consistent, and we have a team that works for me and together with me that evaluates all these plays. A very experienced team, a veteran team, guys that have been here since the beginning of the department, not to mention all the former players that have a large set of experience playing NHL games, accolades. Some of the best guys that have played the game work for this department to help make decisions. So our process, I feel very confident in. We've got great guys who make these decisions, and I think these players should be confident, or these players should be confident in these teams to do so. Now, totally disagree with what Peros said there. If you have a process in place that is consistent, but you're consistently bad, that's not very good. Connor McDavid also did respond to these comments. They weren't a very good response. I don't want to say a good response, but he basically just said what he said. But basically, the NHL does the status quo, and they're definitely not going to change the way that they do things. Also, at these GM meetings, before I get into this next part of what I want to say about the Department of Player Safety, I believe the rumor right now is Carolina Hurricanes GM looked at Gary Bettman directly and said, you guys have taken a very soft stance on hits to the head. Gary Bettman's response to this was getting very angry, yelling at the man and saying something to the response of, if the players don't like the way that the NHL reviews hits, then they should have demanded a change during the last CBA discussion. And to Bettman's point, as a businessman, yeah, I guess, but to say that your stance on stuff hasn't changed in the past couple of years is laughable. And that's going to segue me into this. So, I'm going to compare three heads of the Department of Player Safety: Brendan Shanahan, Stefan Quintel, and George Peros. Okay. So, Brendan Shanahan, he averaged about 35 to 40 suspensions a year. Stefan Quintel averaged 20 to 30, and this was Quintel and Shanahan both did this job for 3 years. Paris has been doing this job for 8 years. He averages 20 to 25 suspensions a year, which is the lowest. So Shanahan rarely ever fined anyone. Quintel probably did it about half the time, and basically whenever something could happen, George Paris goes, here's a $5,000 fine, which is a parking ticket to these guys. So now let's look at the longest suspensions handed out by these guys. Longest suspension by Brandon Shanahan was Raffi Torres. It was 25 games. The longest suspension by Stefan Quintel was 41 games. Also Raffi Torres. Raffi Torres, notable rat.
Yeah.
Brandon Shanahan's go-to move was he would suspend you for 2 to 3 games a lot. Quintel was a 2-game ban. The longest suspension Peros handed out was Tom Wilson, 20 games, which got put in front of an arbitrator, proved that Peros' math was wrong, and then it was cut to 14 games. Obviously, Peros' go-to move is a $5,000 fine. Now, I'm not done. I got very mad the other day looking at this. I was like, I wonder what Peros' longest suspensions are. Now, Peros has only suspended 5, 6, 7. He's only suspended 7 times over 5 games. Okay? So, Tom Wilson, 20 games. We know this got brought down to 14 because it was put in front of an arbitrator. Ryan Hartman took a 10-game suspension because apparently he was a repeat offender for high sticking. Rempe in 2024 had an 8-game suspension for a high hit on Jonas how do you pronounce that? Siegenthaler? I think it's how you pronounce his last name.
Siegenthaler?
Yeah, Siegenthaler. Nazem Kadri had an 8-game suspension for an illegal check to the head during the playoffs with the Avalanche because he was suspended like 2 times in the playoffs before that. Tom Wilson had a 7-game suspension for boarding to Brandon Carlo. Tom Wilson had a 6-game suspension for high sticking again. And Jason Spezza had a 6-game suspension that was brought in front of an arbitrator, and it got cut to 4 games because George Peros doesn't know how to suspend people. So, since Peros has taken over, he's roughly handed out about 130 to 140 total suspensions. Over 5 games, there's only about 10 to 12 of them. That's roughly 8% of the time. He's done 5 games on the nose about 20 times. And he is scared to be wrong. Because the times where he's actually handed out suspensions, he's had them arbitrated twice out of the 7 times or 7 to 8 times he's actually done it. He's been arbitrated and cut down, so he's afraid to suspend anyone for more than that because he doesn't want to look like he was wrong. Well, George, here's the thing: you're bad at your job, and you know what? You know what's interesting to me, Ryan? You know what? Setting this precedent of no more than 5 games actually sends to these players, and what would happen if an arbitrator actually took a look at something? Let's say, just an example, Leaf player, Jacob McCabe, not a dirty player, but let's just say he took a swing at someone's head in the next game with his stick, right? Full on head swing, okay? Clean, caught him right in the temple. The guy fell over. He had to get stretchered off, right? Okay. George Peros goes, I'm going to give you 20 games. Okay. Guess what's going to happen? McCabe's going to go, I want an arbitrator. What's the arbitrator going to do? He's going to look at the history of the suspension that George Peros has handed out, seeing that 80% of them are no more than 5 games, and he's going to go, well, you gave, example, you gave Radko Gudas, 5 games for intentionally knee-on-kneeing Matthews, so you know what? This is a 5-game suspension. I don't think... What?
I'm surprised you're forgetting one factor. McCabe wears a Leaf sweater, so it'd actually be 15 games.
Well, yeah, but arbitrator would agree that it would just be ridiculous. Like any team, Ryan, for an example, right? Let's say, the reason I went to the Leafs is because my point that I'm trying to get to is the Leafs could basically, say, you know what, F it for the rest of the season and just play goon squad. What's Peros going to do? Call his bluff. I would love to see him call his bluff. What are you going to do? Hand out a bunch of $5,000 fines to a bunch of millionaires? You're going to try to suspend him for 20 games and then get your arbitration cut down to 10 because you don't know how to suspend guys? I'd love to see it because it's not going to, it just doesn't do anything. Like Shanahan's longest suspensions that he handed out was Wisniewski had a 12 game, Jody Shelby was 10, Patrick Kaleta was 10 games, and Torres was 25. Quintel handed out 41 games to Rafi Torres because just infamous rat. Radko Gudas had a 10-game suspension. Dennis Weidman had 20 games for hitting a linesman. I actually remembered this. That got reduced to 10 by an arbitrator, but that was kind of a wild thing. Matt Cook in 2014 got a 7-game suspension for kneeing Tyson Berry. So since 2018, which was when Parros tried to hand out that 20-game suspension to Tom Wilson, he has only gone over the 5 games a handful of times, and it was the 7-game for Wilson, the 8-game for Kadri, and the 8-game for Rempe. That's it. It's ridiculous to me. Like this guy's go-to move is to go, okay, you know what? If I don't bring players into my office and I just do phone call hearings and I hand out 5 games, arbitrators can't take a look at anything under 5. So he can just hand out max 5 and then just not be worried about being wrong, even though he just gets flamed in the media for being wrong all the time. But it's just, it's ridiculous to me. If the NHL wants the players to start policing the league again, I'm sure they would do that. I'm sure they would. Tell me why a guy like Tom Wilson wouldn't go take someone's head off, Ryan, for a 5-game suspension if it was the difference between you winning and losing a playoff series.
Because you're out for the next playoff series.
So what? It's 5 games. If I take your head off in game 1 of a playoff series, Ryan, and I basically now there's a 70% chance my team beats yours, and then I'm back in the second round, and then I get to do it again. Whatever. Like a guy I don't know, who's a player on Montreal that you guys don't need that could just skate around and fuck around, like Brandon Gallagher?
Gallagher.
Would you miss them?
Is the guy.
Would you miss them for 5 games if one of them just said, you know what, let's say first round you took Vasilevsky's head off?
No.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah, but the problem is, Josh, unlike you willing to sacrifice other teams' players to further your team's goals, most teams and most players, almost all of them, in fact, say, I don't want to play dirty. I want to play it the right way. I want to beat the best, and I want to do it the right way. And unless you play for the Florida Panthers and are coached by Paul Maurice, pretty much everyone else agrees to that.
At this point, Ryan, my point isn't about achieving the Leafs' goals and furthering the Leafs' season. The season's over. My point is to call the Department of Player Safety's bluff. I don't think they would suspend anyone for more than 5 games, because if they did, Parros is going to immediately get dragged in front of an arbitrator. All the NHL's dirty laundry is going to have to get aired out of how they're reviewing stuff and how they're doing all that, because it gets taken in front of a judge. I don't think you win that. So that's the thing. I'd love it.
I think if it's extreme enough, like taking a 2-handed swing to a guy's head, I think you have to. And no arbiter's going to say, oh no, that's only going to get 5 games because that's what you gave this knee, 2 years ago.
That's the thing.
He's going to say, oh no, you tried to kill a guy. I'm going to suspend you for half a year.
Arbitrators
forever.
Arbitrators look at the past suspensions that have been handed out and the length of the suspensions.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me that there have been a ton of things this year that have only been there have been hits to the head with a stick that were only 3. Didn't Malkin get 3 games the other week for hitting someone in the head with a stick? That you're telling me that wasn't intentional? Looked pretty intentional to me.
It was intentional. But I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference between doing this and taking a fucking lumberjack swing at a guy.
Okay.
One, you're trying to hurt a guy. The other, you're trying to kill him. And that's the difference.
Fine. Cross-check him in the face. Cross-check him in the back of the helmet.
It's not going to be enough talking about a playoff series.
It could be if you do it into the boards.
Yeah, and then it's boarding too, and then it's probably more than 5 games. If you're doing enough that you can take a guy out for the season,
Ryan, you're harping on the wrong thing here. You're harping on me saying that I want players to get hurt. This has nothing to do with the other player getting hurt. My point is that an arbitrator would look at something like that and go, well, you can't give him 20 games because you've never given 20 games before. And
my point is, if you're doing something extreme enough, the past won't matter because there's nothing relevant or similar that has happened in the past.
You know that the teams, right, that go to the arbitrator, you know how that process works? They bring out their own independent lawyers to this, right?
Yeah,
You don't think that these NHL teams, these multi-billion-dollar teams, have some of the best lawyers in the world and
it's
could point
important to note that it's not the teams that are doing it; it's the NHLPA that's doing it, and I don't think they have the best lawyers in the league.
I think that they well actually I'm pretty sure in some cases the teams
The
do
team might send a representative with them, but
yeah.
but it is the NHLPA that is filing the grievance. They are filing for arbitration. It's their process. And when it's a guy that, when you look at somebody like Chris Weidman, who cross-checked a ref at a
That was
blindside the guy,
it was accidental. He wasn't even looking.
oh no. Uh, but we're not going to into that too deeply. But you look at that, he got 20 games. Yeah. And no arbiter's going to look at it and feel like, oh, well, this other cross-check only got 5 games. No, this was extreme. This was intentional. I think it was intentional. And you actively were trying to hurt someone who was defenseless.
But you're thinking my hypothetical is that. Then also, Ryan, to your point, okay, you're going to say it was a dangerous hit with intent to injure. Radko Gudas' hit on Matthews was a dangerous hit with intent to injure.
And that should have been more than 5 games. You're right.
That's my point.
And if he had done it to somebody that wasn't Austin Matthews, I think it probably was more than 5 games.
I don't think he would have, because what I'm trying to show you is
Austin Matthews right
George Peros has a history of not wanting to suspend players for more than 5 games out of fear of being wrong. Okay? Then Gary Bettman takes all the heat because he doesn't give a shit, and he's a yes man who does whatever he wants. I don't think Bettman wants him to suspend players for more than 5 games, because every time they have to bring out an arbitrator, they have to air out a bunch of the NHL's dirty laundry before the arbitration hearing gets done. So then the NHL ends up being pissed off and they lose. Gary Bettman, little man syndrome, gets booed all the time like every other commissioner, but is the worst commissioner in all the professional sports. Okay, I'm sorry. Did he raise the valuation of a lot of teams? Yeah, but a trained toucan could have done that. The price of shit goes up. What do you think happens? Stuff gets more expensive. The teams are worth more money. Ticket prices go up.
Teams have been worth significantly more money. That's well outpaced inflation. So I think from that perspective, he has done pretty well. I think it's just the other options of presenting the game to a wider world, keeping players safe, and doing what's best for the fans. He has not done that well enough, I don't think. I think he's failed spectacularly at presenting this product to a larger fan base. He has not got enough Americans to watch this over other sports. I think it has the potential to be a better product. He's not presenting it to be that, and he's not doing well enough.
Other sports leagues, caps higher in the NBA, caps higher in the NFL. Yeah. The valuations of those teams are higher in the MLB. Some teams pay more than the entire NHL salary cap. It's a joke to me. This guy plants his feet in the sand on certain things and goes, I'm just going to do what I want. We're going to get another NHL team in Texas. We're going to get another NHL team back in Arizona eventually that's going to fail because this guy is an idiot and for some reason is trying to grow the game in areas that you shouldn't be trying because you've tried it before. Yeah. We have a team in Texas. It does well. You know where else we could put a team? Like a lot of our comments on the last TikTok were people going like, "Oh, you shouldn't put another team in Montreal or in Quebec because Montreal wouldn't want to give up half their fans." The owner of the Habs has come out and said he would love to have another team in Quebec because their Tuesday night games and the rivalry games would be insane.
Yeah, absolutely would be.
And you couldn't have, here's the problem, is the NHL, I believe, is trying to price out Quebec City because the evaluation, I think is what Bettman said, is it's a $2 billion buy-in, sorry. And that's in USD. So in Canadian, you'd need to have close to $4 billion to make that purchase. So obviously you couldn't have one rich guy being able to afford that. It would have to be a group similar to what the Leafs have in MLSE. You'd have to get I don't know, big corporations and this is just an example, but Irving, Molson, Bell, Rogers, you'd have to group them all together and be we want to buy a hockey team. I don't see that happening, but I'm just saying as an example, it would be very hard for Quebec City to get another team, but I mean, it would look good. Yeah. I'm also just going to throw this out so I can finish my rant here. Okay. So Quintal and Shanahan combined, their fine to suspension ratio was 1-for-1. Every time there was a suspension, there was a fine. Their average suspension length was 3.8 games, and suspensions over six games a year was 6 to 8 per season. George Paros's fine to suspension ratio is 4-1. He fines 4 people for every 1 suspension he hands out. His average suspension length is 2.4. What did you just write down behind you?
Don't worry about it.
Josh rants?
Yeah.
Why do you have 3? Are you just
Oh,
counting
really?
every time I go on a rant?
Yeah.
Okay. So George Parros' fine to suspension ratio is 4-1. For every 4 fines, 1 suspension. His average suspension length is 2.4, which is 1.4 lower than Shanahan and Quintel combined. And he rarely suspends a guy more than 6 games. You can count it on your hands the amount of times it's happened. So I just the George Parros is bad at his job, but I can't think of Gary Bettman loves that because he is a yes man who'll do whatever he wants. This job is not usually meant to be a long time job. The other 2 guys that did this only did it for 3 seasons and then moved into actual team or jobs with NHL teams, which is what this job is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a placeholder job, not something you do for 8 seasons. But either no one wants George Parros or Gary Bettman doesn't want to get rid of him because he's got a little lapdog that'll do whatever he wants. So I hate the Department of Player Safety. I mean, Ryan does too. It's been clear through the
I think
entire
everybody
season.
in the NHL hates it.
It is the director of or the like unsafety. Like they just don't care. I've been saying this for years. I'm basically convinced you could almost kill a player and they wouldn't do anything. Like it's a joke of a sports league. In every other sports league, when something big happens, there are suspensions, there are fines that come out, and everyone's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But in the NHL, they just don't care, and that's frustrating.
All right, let's move on. Do you want to do 3 stars of the week real quick? Move on to the games.
Sure. You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
So me and Ryan are going to do this thing now. Every week, we're going to call it NHL Stars of the Week. We're each going to pick 3 players, talk about them slightly, and then we're going to keep track of who we give it to, and then we'll give out our flowers to the players at the end of the season. We will continue this through the playoffs. So my first star of the week, I'm going to go with Nikita Kucherov. Guy has 12 points in 3 games. Just been on a tear this week. 6 goals, 6 assists. All right. My second star of the week, kind of an interesting one. The guy's only played 1 game this week, but I'm going to give it to Alex Lyon. Alex Lyon this week made history. He's also on the verge of setting a new record for road wins, consecutive road wins by a goaltender. He's currently sitting at 10. The record is held by Evgeny Nabokov and Devin Dubnyk with 11. And he is going to get his chance to get to the 11 mark tonight against the Anaheim Ducks. So be on the lookout for that. I think that he'll probably get it. My third star, I'm giving it to Erik Karlsson. Erik Karlsson has 8 points in 3 games this week. I love Erik Karlsson. Guy is, what is he now, like 38? Like he is not a young
35.
lad anymore. 35.
Yeah.
He's still not a young lad. He's dealt with injuries. I love Erik Karlsson. I've loved this guy for a long time. I wish he ended up getting to win a Stanley Cup on a good team and didn't have to play for Ottawa for most of his career, but those are my 3 stars. So, Nikita Kucherov, Alex Lyon, and Erik Karlsson. What do you got, Ryan?
Well, Josh, I was going to give it up for Nikita Kucherov. 75 points in 33 games. First guy to do that since Mario Lemieux in 1996. 12 points in 3 games is insane. He is now, I believe, leading the league in points. 2 points ahead of McDavid in 7 less games. I think Kucherov's going to win the Art Ross. I think he deserves the Hart. He's having a fantastic season, and he should be remembered as one of the all-time greats of the generation.
I think he will. Be.
That said, since you already gave him first star, I'm going to
you can
do that.
Give him the same guy. We're going to...
Now let's do this differently. I'm going to combine my 3 stars with my off-the-board stake of the week. My 3 stars, Cole Caulfield in the first, Nick Suzuki in the second, and Juraj Slavkovsky in the third. 9 points for each of Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, 7 points for Juraj Slavkovsky. Cole Caulfield, 5 goals in 4 games, 4 assists on top of that. 5 points last night. Nick Suzuki had 4 points. Juraj Slavkovsky had 4 points last night. Just all around, went nuts. Having a great year. Really
started recording. I said to Ryan, I said, I know who your 3 stars are going to be, and this is exactly who I thought he was going to pick.
I was going to go differently, and then Josh picked Kucherov and Karlsson, who I was going to put in there to be nice. But, well, you took them anyway, so let's just be the homer pick. I think this first line is as good as it gets in the NHL. I think they can go up against any first line in the NHL. I think they might be better than any first line in the NHL. Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, Juraj Slavkovsky. You've got the scoring, you've got the playmaking and defensive stuff from Nick Suzuki, and you got the power forwardness of Yuri Slavkovsky, who every single year, every single game, Yuri Slavkovsky gets better and better and better. All on pace for killer seasons. Cole Caulfield's on pace for 50 goals. Nick Suzuki's on pace for 100 points. Yuri Slavkovsky's on pace for 30 goals and 60 points. Best year of his career. He might get 70 at the rate he's going. All around, just fantastic. And yes, I've been dick riding them a lot today. And that's okay. You know why? Because they're fucking awesome.
Me gifts of Ryan. Ryan would be performing certain activities right now. One of them was Shawn Michaels, and then he sent me one of a hamster sucking down a water straw. No, it's not. It's not that one, Ryan.
Oh, okay. All right.
No. There's a clip of him fondling, the air. Yeah.
Sorry, Yuri Slavkovsky not on pace for 60. He's on pace for 70. He's already got 61 points this year.
I didn't even know that was a GIF, and why is it called that?
Really all of it. Buzz cut Slavkovsky, buzzed his hair off the other day. Came to this game, scored 4 points. He's going to keep it this way. He said, he was asked about, are you going to keep it? And he said, well, yeah, it's not going to grow back tomorrow. So, gotta love Yuri Slavkovsky for that.
God damn.
Really showing up why he was first overall pick, and he is just loving life. All right, let's move into the games because I think we're running low on time here. If I'm not mistaken.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Connor. Lead us into.
I've got a brand new game for you this week.
Oh boy.
Is it not NHL Grid?
We're gonna end on that one. We're gonna end on a classic. We're gonna start with a brand new one though. We're gonna start with a brand new one called the NHL Auction.
Ooh.
The way this is gonna work, you're both gonna have $25 in the bank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna list off a total of 12 players. So you're each gonna have 6 in your lineup. It's a goalie, 2 defensemen, 3 forwards. Right.
Okay.
Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna list a player, and we're gonna alternate who gets to bid first. It's gonna start at $1. You guys are gonna bid until somebody decides I don't want to go any higher on that player. The winning bid then takes that player, adds them to their lineup, and then that's how much money that you lose from your $25 pool. So you need to be strategic about who you're picking up and when, and who might be coming next down the line. I will say that there is 2 goalies, 4 defensemen, and 6 forwards total. There is no limit on positions. So if a guy wants to bid and take both goalies, so the other one gets stuck with a player in net, that's allowed. Do you want to take all the?
That would mean that you'd have to play a goalie at position.
Correct.
Player.
You'd have to play a goalie at a position. Yes, that is exactly how that works. So
wait, in this hypothetical, is he still wearing goalie pads?
I would say that he is still wearing the goalie gear, shooting with a goalie stick.
Is this all-time players or?
This is current. This is current players, and I mean we're taking them at their current state. So it's not all-time peak. It's not all-time players. We're taking them at the current state this season right now.
Okay, so if you get Kopitar, you get old man Kopitar.
You get retiring end of season Kopitar
over Nick Suzuki.
You're getting just took the all-time points leader for the LA Kings, Anze Kopitar, in his retirement season.
I meant to shout out Kopitar for that. Yeah, Kopitar now number 1 all-time LA Kings point scorer.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Good for him. Deserves it.
All right, so you guys ready?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, so we'll let you start off with this one, Ryan. So you get the choice of betting first. So you'll go first. Then on the next player, we'll go with Josh first, and then vice versa. So first player on the board here, up for auction, starting at $1, is Braden Point.
I will bet $2.
$3.
Give me 4.
Give me 5.
You can have them.
Cool.
All right, Josh is going to take Braden Point for $5. That leaves you with $20 left, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Into our second player, we've got Connor Hellebuck starting at $1. And this is starting with you, Josh.
$2.
$5.
$6.
$8.
Give him out for 8.
Okay, he's going to take Connor Hellebuck.
I want a goalie.
Right. You gonna take both? You can have him out there in goalie pads, brother.
I can put him on defense. I don't know.
You took him for $8.
I asked about if it was all-time players or not, because if he said Carey Price, I was going to take him and put him at defense. He's got the puck handling for it.
Oh my god. No, Patrick Wallace got the puck handling for it.
They both do.
All right.
There's the guy.
So you're taking Connor Hellebuck for $8. That's going to leave you with $17 left.
Okay.
Third player on this list is Evan Bouchard. Starting with you, Ryan.
I'll put a buck up.
$3.
Like 4.
Give me 5.
Take it.
Cool.
All right. Josh is going to take Evan Bouchard. And that was for
$5.
$5. You got 15.
Yep.
All right. Fourth player on the board is Artemi Panarin.
It's Josh bets first.
$2.
Take him.
Okay.
I don't even want Panarin. I have him on my fantasy team, and I regret that pick every day.
Yeah, because
He's
he doesn't.
been ass.
He doesn't get penalty minutes.
He's been.
All right. So Josh is going to take him for $2.
What did I get him for $2?
$2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to leave you with 13 in the tank.
I got so much money.
All right. Next player on the board is Thatcher Demko. Starting with you, Ryan.
$2.
$3.
$4.
$5.
$6.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel a little bit afraid of what I might say here. A little fear of God striking you right now.
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
You sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
This guy's gonna have a defenseman out there on in hockey pads. What are we at? 6?
Is that $6? You would have to bid 7.
Yeah, I know. Give it to him because Ryan's got no money left.
He will take Thatcher Demko at $6. So Josh, that leaves you with $13. Ryan with 11.
Yeah. And now Josh doesn't have a goalie. Evan Bouchard's gonna be out there in his shin pads.
No, it's trust me.
No, he doesn't get goalie pads.
I got a plan. I've got a plan.
All right. Next player on the board, starting with you, Ryan, it's going to be William Nylander.
$1.
$2.
Have him.
All right.
Okay.
Josh will take William Nylander for $2.
My team is cooking Ryan's.
The problem is, Josh, you only have 2 slots left.
What's your point, Ryan? I have $11. You've given me 2 players for $2.
All right.
You spent way more money than me and have very little left.
We've spent the same amount of money.
Yeah, and you have 3 spots left, don't you?
I have 4 spots left.
He has 2 goalies, and that's it. So he's got 4 spots left his roster.
I'm banking on good players late. That's what I'm banking on.
Nah, if Ryan's got no money left, he just gets no one, right?
I mean, he doesn't have the money to spend on the players. The thing is like once you fill your positions, though, he would then just get the remaining players. Or you give him players until
If he's got no money left, then no, he doesn't get that.
Yeah, but if your roster's full,
you can't bid on more guys if you have a full roster.
I'm about to toast Ryan on this.
All right. Next player on the board is Cale Makar, and it's starting bid with you, Josh.
$5.
$6.
How much money does Ryan have left? $11.
You guys both have $11.
Give him Cale Makar for 6. Give him Cale for 6.
Okay.
Done.
He will take
Who
Cale
needs 2
Makar
defensemen when you got Cale Makar?
at $6.
I got Evan Bouchard is leading the NHL in points.
$5.
I have Cale Makar. Okay.
I have Bouchard is leading the league in points.
Next player on the board, starting with you, Josh, Matthew Tkachuk.
I got 2 spots left. Yeah. I'll throw. We'll throw 1. Ryan's got $6 left. Still has 3 spots left. Chuck's been kind of a menace.
$5
I got $5 left.
Oh, and he still has 4 spots left.
Still has three spots to fill.
We're learning Josh can't count. That's what we're learning
So
today.
if you give him to Chuck for $2, he's only gonna have $3 left with 2 spots to fill.
I'll go 3 because I don't think he goes to 3.
I don't have him.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna take Matthew to Chuck. $8. Gonna leave you with 8 and only 1 spot left to fill. So.
Yeah.
All right, next player on the board, Adam Fox.
$2.
Take him.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Ryan, you've got $3 left, 2 spots to fill. Josh, you've got $8 left with only 1 spot to fill.
Yeah.
That leaves us with our next player on the board, Connor McDavid.
Am I starting the bidding on this?
You start the bid on this.
$1.
$2.
$3.
Okay, hold. I gotta think here.
Ryan has $3 remaining.
I go to $3. I don't. Is Adam Fox, Cale Makar, Thatcher Demko, and Connor McDavid better than your team with Connor Hellbeck in net? Better than your team without a goalie? Oh, I'm gonna pass. I'm for $2.
All right.
Josh. All right, I've got $3, so I get the last 2 players.
Connor McDavid and Josh technically picked him up. The bid was $3.
Yeah, it was 3. You couldn't have even afforded it anyway. You went through all that gymnastics.
Okay.
So that would have left.
Okay, yeah.
Leaves you, Josh, with $5 extra to spare. Not that it matters. Your team's filled out.
I'm probably a coach with my 5.
Okay, all right.
All right, you go by whatever coach you want. Go ahead.
Last, we'll go one at a time. Next player off the board would have been Rasmus Dahlin.
Sweet.
How much? No. Ryan's still got a bid. How much?
No, you don't. You can't bid on guys once your team is full.
You got a bid. You can't get it for free.
Oh, I bet $1. Moving on.
Ryan's gonna take him for
Moving
$1. And then last player on the board is Jack Hughes.
I'll take Jack Hughes and I'll go buy a pop.
Player coach, $5.
Shut up. You're not getting Jack Hughes.
I clear Ryan's team. I think we all know that. Braden
So-
Poyet,
No.
Bouchard, Panarin,
We'll go
Nylander,
over-
Kachuk, and McDavid. Yeah, we clear.
We'll go over these teams really
clear.
quick.
you
So
don't.
Ryan,
No, you don't.
Ryan, your squad is Connor Hellebuck, Thatcher Demko, Cale Makar, Adam Fox, Rasmus Dahlin, and Jack Hughes. Josh, your side is Braden Point, Evan Bouchard, Artemi Panarin, William Nylander, Matthew Tkachuk, and Connor McDavid.
Right. You have 3 defensemen, 2 goalies, and a forward.
Yeah, and
You're toast, buddy. You're toast.
who you putting in net?
What position you putting Demko at?
Hold on, I'm looking up Demko and Hellbuck. But I'm putting Demko at forward. He'll be a power forward on Jack Hughes' wing. Kel McCarr will be on the other wing.
He's gonna be falling behind the play every time. He's wearing goalie pads.
Somebody's gonna
Fine.
Somebody's gonna come cross ice and just
Fine. You know what?
open ice hit the shit out of him in the
Fine.
goalie gear.
Fine. You know what? Dolly and Demko at defense. Hughes with Fox and McCarr at the wings.
Mm-hmm.
I think we will score more points than you do.
Matthew Tkachuk in goal.
Okay.
Big boy.
In his shin pads.
Yep.
This is an empty net scenario.
Connor McDavid, Nylander, and Panarin are just gonna cook.
You have an empty net effectively, so Kel McCarr just needs to get the puck and hit the Jets.
Yeah, he needs to get past McDavid, who's the fastest player in the NHL.
He needs to shoot the puck.
He needs to get in front of him. I mean, if Matthew Tkachuk is in the net the whole time, Ryan, he doesn't get a free pass.
It's not free, but I mean, if he can get to the blue line, I mean, I don't know. We'll leave it to the comments. Rasmus Dahlin, Thatcher Demko, Connor Hellbuck defending. You got 2 guys in goalie gear. I'm just gonna put Demko in the net with Hellbuck.
That's illegal. Can't do that.
He's not
That's
going to be in the
illegal.
crease. He won't be in the crease.
Technically, I was gonna say technically you could set him up outside of the crease. As long as he's not in the
Yeah.
crease, you could set him up outside the crease. He kind of just acts as a defenseman.
Yeah, you got Darlene. McCarr will take over the defensive position while we're in our own zone, which will be most of the time. But you have Hellbuck guarding the right side, Demko guarding the left side. I'm not going to say which side they should guard, but
God, you're gonna look so stupid when Connor McDavid breaks Demko and Hellebuck on the same play.
after he gets past Darlene, Fox, and McCarr to get there, I don't know.
Connor McDavid can break all of them individually and then just skate to the net for free. Let's be real.
Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
I think the most skilled player in the NHL is Cale McCarr. And let's face facts, the rest of your team's not doing anything, Josh.
Disagree on both points Ryan just made.
All right,
Connor McDavid's fantastic.
we ready to
Cale
move on to
McCarr
the last game?
is built different. All right, let's do the last game. Let's get out of here.
All right, moving on to the last one. We've got the classic NHL grid, NHL connections. NHL grid, NHL connections is the other one we've been playing. Whoever would like to start us off.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me Vegas Flyers. I want Pierre-Edouard Bellemare.
Okay.
It's gonna make me out.
Two L's. Bello. Yeah. Bellem.
All right, I'll take a Red Wing and Golden Knights. Almost. Ta-ta!
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Boo. Okay, give me Flyers, Rangers. Give me Eric Lindros.
Okay. Give me Rangers, Red Wings, Patrick Kane.
I feel like the middle spot's a bit of a gimme.
Well, I don't. Oh, the middle. Yeah, the very middle. Yeah, that's the free space.
Pretty much.
I might need to take the free space in a second because I don't know if I can think of a Flyers draft pick who went number one other than I think Lindros. I mean, first overall pick who scored 70 plus points in the season. I mean, give me McDavid, I guess. I don't know. You pick anyone.
All right. So Flyer first round pick because Josh can't read. Give me Nolan Patrick.
Yeah, I can't read. Well, actually, it's not that I can't. It's just that I choose not to. But
Can't count. Can't read. That's why he cheers for the Leafs.
and that's why Ryan stumbles over his words and stutters all the time because he can't talk.
Yes, I wear a sweater all the time.
I'm literally not wearing a sweater right now.
That's the first.
Wow, that's
I can count on
crazy.
one hand the number of times I've seen Josh without a sweater on.
I know what he's talking about. To me, he's spouting lies.
Okay.
Vegas players who have scored more than 70. Does it have to be while they were actively
No.
playing for them?
No.
Who's like the coolest guy that's played for them?
They just had to have played at least one game with that team and then had a 70 plus.
Right, did
point season.
Pacioretty ever score 70 on Montreal? Really?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
What a bad player. Give me.
He was good because we thought that's what good was, and we learned now that it's not.
You're actively saying that he was not a good player? Is that what you just said? I'll lock that in right now, Ryan.
Max Pacioretty was a good enough player, but the fact that he was our best player for a number of years is a tragedy. Or best forward for a number of years, I'll say.
I don't know. I thought that
Cole
he was.
Caulfield's already surpassed him in every aspect I can think of, except for total points. That's only because
I'm
Cole
about to say
Caulfield played a number of years.
That might be a crazy statement.
It won't be in a few years.
I mean, it's still yet to be seen, but give me William Karlsson for Vegas 70-point players.
Damn, I was hoping you were going to say Mitch Marner.
He hasn't hit 70 yet.
Mitch Marner's never scored 70 in his career.
Well, he did with the Leafs, but I don't count that in this, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, Max Pacioretty career high 67 points, 39 goals. Cole Caulfield passed that last night.
I thought so.
Karlsson with a K.
Rangers 70 points. I'll take Adam Fox. You got over 70, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go.
Last one.
First round picks for like the problem is like I could name a couple, but I want to like do it in a cool way. But Detroit's like best players all time were all taken not in the first round. I'm pretty sure.
Like playing a game in the NHL.
Who?
I got a guy. Played all of. I don't know. Okay, played a few years. I think with the Sharks. Okay. I've got a guy if you can't think of one.
You've got a guy, right?
Yep.
That sounds scary. You thinking of a guy? Do I want to like make like crazy pull? I don't know. Fuck. Give me Nicholas Cronwall.
Okay, he's a K, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cronwall. Kronwal.
There it is. Board locked.
All right.
Who are you thinking of, Ryan?
I was gonna say Mr. Fill your net with pucks, Philip Zadina. 6th overall in 2018. One pick before Quinn Hughes. He most recently played for HC Davos.
Ryan's out here throwing shade on people. Typical. He's either jerking off a team or he's throwing shade. Those are Ryan's two things he does.
At least I do two things, not just one.
What's that supposed to mean, Ryan?
Go on rants about things you don't like.
Ryan.
Anyway, moving on. Thank you guys
no,
very much for watching.
No. You're not getting away with that. You say that shit, but yet the rant that I went on today was completely valid, and I'm sure everyone's gonna agree with what I said. I don't know what's that supposed to mean? Josh rants 3?
None of these are about a good thing. These are all negatives.
Uh-huh.
Shitting on Leaf, shitting on player safety, shitting on Gary Bettman. All negatives.
That makes no sense, but okay. I rant about things. What do you want me to do? Go on a rant about something good? What? There hasn't been anything good.
Yeah.
No, you didn't even go on a rant. You just did this for 10 minutes to the Habs. You gave him the 5-knuckle shuffle for 10 minutes.
Damn right. Anyway, I hear Brassman ends up playing Josh. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I heard that. Connor, you should put the GIF on the screen that you sent me, at least one of them, and there you go. That'll be how Ryan goes out, looking at this is how he reacts as a Habs fan. So, yeah, I mean, Brassman is playing. Ryan likes doing this to Habs players. I never even when the Leafs were good, I never even did this for that long to the Leaf players. Yeah, Ryan can do that all he wants, but he knows that I'm right, and he's just afraid of it. So, yeah, the Leafs are still kind of bad. The Habs are there.
Habs are great.
There they are. Habs are okay. The playoffs are still a mess when it comes to wild card versus divisional. God damn it, these gifts on the side of my screen are crazy. But yeah, so. Ryan, this is what was happening while you were just doing this the whole time to the Habs. So,
all right.
One of those gifts is literally just called B-Job. By the way, that was how the links were coming through when he was sending them to me. So, Yeah, so as always, guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate all the engagement on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify. It's all the same. Appreciate all the comments, all the likes. One of our videos got a lot of comments this week, so
Nice.
we're gonna keep hoping that'll be the same. Hopefully, we don't have to bleep things out like we did last week because Ryan decided to say a bunch of naughty things that you can't say on the internet without getting canceled. And considering we're like 5 episodes in, don't really want Ryan to get canceled immediately because I'd have to replace him with a different host.
That's fine. I'm sure,
could just replace you with Matt, but
yeah, I'm sure Matt will come back or Ethan.
Or I could
Anyway,
grab Ethan.
In the comments, tell Josh why he's an idiot and why my team was better in the auction. Nobody's scoring on that team, and we just need
Ryan's always
realm
so
of the
mean to me. I've never been mean
Oh,
to him.
poor baby. Wah, wah, wah. Anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Leave some comments, like, subscribe.
Even when the Habs were bad in the past, I never looked at Ryan and went, wah. That's crazy. See, this is why Leaf fans have more class than Habs fans. We don't do shit like that. Even right now,
next episode, like Shorzy.
He's showing how classless he is as a Habs fan. But we appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Ryan's a crybaby with no fucking class.